Welcome to the Weather Guru podcast for March 23rd, 2025 for the lower 48 United States. Please be sure to subscribe to this channel for the latest weather news and weather interpretation going on in the lower 48. I appreciate your support, ladies and gentlemen. Right now, we're officially into springtime as of yesterday, and the temperatures will reflect that today for much of the Sunbelt states, from Florida to Texas to California, and also in the Mid-Atlantic states and the upper Midwest. It'll still be a little bit cool in New England and the Intermountain West, as well as the Pacific Northwest, but that will be changing. The pattern will be flipping as the jet stream flips, and the ridge forms out west later on next week or this coming end of this week, and people will be cool in the Northeast, Mid-Atlantic, and up into the upper Midwest just for the first week and a half of springtime transition. But you see temperatures here, 84 degrees for the forecasted high for today, March 23rd for Dallas-Fort Worth, 77 degrees forecasted high for Atlanta, 74 degrees Fahrenheit for LA, 54 degrees Fahrenheit for DC, 48 degrees Fahrenheit for Chicago. Hello to you in Seattle, 54 degrees Fahrenheit for a high, 61 in Denver for a high. So absolutely fabulous springtime weather coming up here. As far as severe weather outlook by the Storm Prediction Center, it's going to continue to focus on that Arklatex and deep south mid-Mississippi Valley area for a 2 out of 5 enhanced chance. This includes Texarkana, Shreveport, Alexandria, Virginia, Baton Rouge, Virginia, Louisiana, up to Greenville, Mississippi, Memphis, Tupelo, Jackson, Tennessee, up I-40, Florence, Muscle Shoals, Alabama, and then to Huntsville and Birmingham as an extension of that, with a lesser risk, a marginal risk, 1 out of 5. And then general thunderstorms are going to be possible all the way from Chicago, all the way down to the Gulf Coast, Biloxi and Mobile and New Orleans included in that as well. That's for today, March 23rd. Now, as we go into Monday, March 24th, that's going to shift over a little bit east, but it's mostly in the same area that we see this wind and hail threat and a very low tornado threat for mid-Mississippi Valley, in the Delta of Mississippi, in the SIP area of Mississippi Valley, but it's still a threat there as it continues on. Now, looking at the forecast for tomorrow, Tuesday, March 25th, for not Monday, but for Tuesday going into Wednesday, this pattern is going to continue here, where we have those showers extending into Arklatex in the Red River Valley of Texas and in Florida, as this boundary sags south and provides showers for the Gulf Coast, from Jacksonville, Tallahassee to Pensacola, down into the peninsula of Florida, Ocala, Orlando, Tampa, Fort Myers, Miami. You're going to experience those general garden variety thunderstorms, springtime thunderstorms. Snow up top there, but as we go to Monday, tomorrow's forecast, you can see that frontal boundary advances here and provides showers even into the Mid-Atlantic. So the I-95 corridor, the New Jersey Turnpike, Garden State Parkway, I-80 in Pennsylvania, could be a rain-snow mix there. Careful if you're coming from State College back from Pittsburgh or over towards Trenton, New Jersey. Snow, heavy snow, freezing rain is possible in the highest of elevations in the Green and White Mountains of Vermont and New Hampshire tomorrow, Monday, March 24th, and also in the Berkshires of Massachusetts and the Highlands of Connecticut. Be careful for freezing rain. Snow, mixed precipitation, extending from the Catskills in New York, the Tug Hill Plateau, back toward the Finger Lakes and over toward northern Pennsylvania, as well as snow extending on the northern tier in Big Sky Country into the Sawtooth Mountains and the Grand Tetons of Wyoming and Yellowstone National Park, back toward Stovepipe of Iowa and into eastern Washington. Mixed precipitation is possible there. Rain elsewhere along I-80 corridor, spreading back into the Dakotas and the Black Hills of South Dakota. And then Texas gets a chance to dry out there for DFW. But Houston, you're going to be wet. Houston, Victoria, Beaumont, Lake Charles, you guys are going to be wet. Cameron, you're going to be wet heading along that I-10 corridor and I-65 corridor toward Birmingham and I-85 corridor toward Atlanta. So if you're coming out of Montgomery, heading back towards Valley and back towards Peachtree City and Atlanta, coming into the metro and eastward along I-85 from Greenville, Spartanburg, up into Asheville, Charlotte, Mount Airy. These areas are going to be wet here into the Mid-Atlantic for tomorrow, March 24th. So be careful. Try to leave a little bit earlier. Give yourself 30 minutes extra time there. Elsewhere in the country, it's clear in the southwest. The desert southwest, absolutely beautiful. Phoenix, record temperatures for you. You're pushing 100 degrees. New Mexico, Colorado, you guys look good in the Four Corners. California looks good. The Bay Area, hello to you. In San Diego, LA, look absolutely fabulous tomorrow for Monday, March 24th. Now there is a zone of snow up here that you want to be careful. This is gonna be enough for people coming along 131 here north of Cadillac and Gaylord, Michigan here up toward Upper Peninsula, Michigan, Marquette and Holton and places like that. You can have solid snow there coming into the area, into central Ontario as well, and down into over across the St. Lawrence Seaway into Quebec, Ottawa, places like that. You guys are going to be snow. Montreal, all snow up in the northern of Maine as well. So that's for tomorrow, Monday. Be careful in that area. March 24th. Looking at the water vapor for today, March 23rd, you can see dry air and orange here engulfs the sun belt. As I told you before, sunshine, abundantly sunshine from El Paso, Odessa, Midland, Dallas, Fort Worth, Shreveport, Oil City, Conway, Arkansas, back towards Greenville, Memphis, Tupelo, Muscle Shoals, Huntsville, Nashville, Atlanta, Knoxville, Chattanooga, Asheville, Greenville, Spartanburg, all the way back to the coast of the Outer Banks. Just abundant sunshine there. A few high cirrus clouds floating across the Florida Peninsula. That will provide a chance of showers, but nothing really going on. This is less than half an inch of rain at all. If should be for those areas south on I-75 towards Fort Myers, Port Charlotte, Punta Gorda, Bonita Springs, Naples, Marco Island. Be very careful taking Alligator Alley back towards Miami. The fires and the smoke along with that, but the little sprinkles could create some visibility issues there. Along even if you take 27 or 441 Tamiami Trail, be very careful there along that area. Now down south, in the southwest, we do have some high cirrus clouds providing rain showers along I-25 in Mexico. So Roswell, Truth or Consequences, Taos, New Mexico, you guys could begin some showers up toward the Raton Pass, and then in the Four Corners area of Utah, St. George, Utah, back toward the Cottonwood Canyon, there's some showers there, and some showers, of course, always in Seattle, Oregon, Portland, those areas. You're gonna get some showers today. So looking at the hazards here, we don't have many hazards for today. That's a great thing for looking at the big picture here. We just have some high wind warnings once again for the Dakotas. South Dakota coming along I-29 there from Fargo, North Dakota into South Dakota there, Brookings, South Dakota, and over toward western Minnesota. Now we do have our warnings of winter storm warnings up toward International Falls and the Arrowhead of Minnesota, of course, and that's where you find some of the coldest temperatures here. As I just showed you in Canada, they will be getting all snow from this system as well as in northern Michigan. But the only warnings we have out to Michigan is toward I-75 there, crossing the Mackinac Bridge over to the up UP, where you had the winter storm weather advisories here for this time of year. Winter storm warnings are in effect though for the upper part of Wisconsin here. And leaving Green Bay on 43, heading northward in the Iron Mountain area. Be very careful. There's winter storm warnings in effect for that area. Red flag warnings remain in effect from Nebraska down into Kansas. This in the pink here. This is because it's been so dry. The front has cleared this area and it's been so dry. They didn't get much rain in this area. So the I-80 corridor, I-76 corridor, head back into Denver. Be very careful. There's dry, dusty time. And red flag warnings also extending into the mountainous areas, the highest of highest elevations. Cleveland's Dome, Cullery, in Appalachian, southern Appalachians there, Franklin, down to Nantahala Forest, and up into southwestern Virginia, Big Fancy Gap, Mount LeConte, those areas. If you want to be careful if you're hiking on those areas, red flag warnings are in effect in those areas as we head into the second day of spring. So this is what the Weather Guru's forecast for March 23rd, 2025 and the weekend. Have a great weekend. Blessings. Be sure to subscribe. I'll see you on the next episode. Thank you very much for listening.